Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a lovely morning, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back for the deadline stream for Game Week 13. So, thanks everyone for joining, and whoever will be joining the stream. But how you doing, Jordan? We're up nice and early.
Yeah, nice and early on this Saturday weekend, but it'll be nice to obviously watch the football on the weekend and not midweek fixtures, which were on TV.
Yeah, of course. We are going to get into it. Both our teams talk about transfers. Obviously, we've already made transfers, and also talk about captain picks and etc. And it's locking our team. So yeah, deadline stream for the next hour or so, guys. So do drop a like if you come in to the stream. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's bring up your team for a sec and just talk us through your team for Game Week 13 and your captain.
Okay, so we'll start off with the goalkeeper. Raya has Aston Villa away. In theory, that should be a easy clean sheet, especially with Gerrard being sacked the other day and Aston Villa looking not that great afterwards either. So it'll be a surprise if Brentford do concede to Aston Villa. I'm lined up with the back three defence. So Cancelo has Brighton at home, which should be a good easy fixture for Man City. Anderson has Everton away. Again, another nice fixture because Everton are struggling. Trippier has Tottenham away. This could be a potential challenge for Newcastle to keep a clean sheet against Spurs. Even though Spurs lost 2-0 to Man United, I do think they'll bounce back in this Newcastle fixture or try to. So that's how I'm lined up in the three at the back in defence. I'm in midfield, I've got 4 players. First one is Foden, who's got Brighton at home. This is obviously a nice pick to bring Foden into my team in game week 13. He was a transfer from Trossard to Foden, an early one. So hopefully it does pay off, and I think it should, as Foden hasn't, or he's had a good record against Brighton. I don't think he has ever blanked against him. So yeah, that'd be nice to see. Next, we've got Martinelli, who's got Southampton away. Another great fixture, especially with Martinelli being rested in that PSV game the other night. So it was nice to see him only playing a few minutes in that game. So we've got Zaha, who's got Everton away. Again, another nice fixture for Zaha. Should be able to get something in that game, hopefully. We've got Salah, who's my final midfielder. He's got Nottingham Forest away. And he is my vice captain pick. So, and yeah, he's got a great fixture. Let's just see if he can get anything from that fixture, obviously. So that's how my midfield is lining up. Up front, we got 3 forwards. We'll start off with Haaland, who is my captain pick for this week. And obviously, he's got Brighton at home. So I am going triple Man City this week, which I haven't really done this season. But let's see how it pays off. It should be a high scoring points from Man City with the fixtures they have. So yeah, we'll find out what happens with that. Next, we've got Mitrovic, who's got Leeds away. I mean, it should be a nice fixture for Mitrovic. I expect to score in that game, but Leeds are not the easiest opponents, but I'm sure Fulham can give them a good game. And finally, we got Ivan Toney, who's got Aston Villa away. Now, I'm quite excited to see what Toney does in this game, just because of obviously Gerrard leaving and Aston Villa being managerless now. It just seems like a nice setup for Toney to get his gears going in that game. So hopefully he can get another return from previous game where he blanked against Chelsea but looked really good. So that's how my starting 11 is looking. On the bench, I've got Ward, who's got Wolves away. I've got Andreas, who's got Leeds away. Nico Williams, who's got Liverpool at home. And Fofana's injured, so he won't be featuring in the Man United at home fixture. So that is how my team is looking and what it looks like in game week 13.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, your team looks quite nice. But yeah, let's read out some comments and then we'll get into my team for game week 13 as well. We've got Brian in the chat. It says, "Hi lads, morning to you,
Hey,
Brian. Hope you're
Brian.
well. What would you say is a bigger risk? Bowen to Foden for a hit this week. Bowen playing Bournemouth. Bowen playing Bournemouth or Bowen to Foden tonight for game week 14 with European football midweek and only one free transfer. Don't like either options. See, with the Bowen, whether you take Bowen out is an interesting one because, like you say, Bowen has a great fixture. So it's hard to sell Bowen before he plays Bournemouth, but I'd want Foden. I definitely would want Foden in my team. That's just how I feel. I think Foden against Brighton has the potential, but I probably wouldn't want to remove what's his name? Bowen. I wouldn't want to remove Bowen against Bournemouth at home. What would you say, Jordan?
Um, no, I wouldn't take out Bowen to Foden especially for a hit this week, just because Bowen has a nice fixture against Bournemouth, which he can score in. I mean, I know he missed a penalty against Liverpool, but he is getting back in form, Bowen. We have seen him improve, and West Ham as well, not struggling as much as they were. And I'll just give Bowen that extra chance. I know Foden is a good pick this week, but also Bowen is as well. I think you're fortunate to have Bowen because not many people do have Bowen in the team.
Mm,
A lot of people roll with Martinelli, Zaha, Salah, Foden, but not many have really gone for Bowen. So he could be definitely you want to hold on to Bowen and try and
yeah,
get Foden somewhere somehow elsewhere in your team.
yeah. It's up to you whether you want to get rid of Bowen, but for a hit when he's got Bournemouth, it might not. It might not pay off, but yeah. We've also got Christian Manu. Welcome to the channel. He says, "Hi guys, would you consider Watkins for the next few game weeks?" Nah, surely not. Not
No,
Watkins. Would you go there? Because obviously Aston Villa have been pretty poor all season, and Gerard has just got sacked, and it's not really looking good for Villa. I don't know what manager they're going to bring in now, but let's see Watkins fixtures. Even though I'm not keen, Brentford, Newcastle, Man United, Brighton. I would completely stay away if I'm being honest. I wouldn't go there. What about you,
yeah,
Jordan?
at the moment, I think we'll stay clear of Aston Villa assets. They haven't really worked out at all, really. Uh,
Yeah,
so yeah, I wouldn't consider Watkins for the next game weeks. There's so many other options you can go for, like Tony, uh, Haaland if you don't have him, Mitrovic, Jesus. There's
Darwin if
just
he's fit.
Nunez, yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't consider Watkins. Christian.
Yeah, fair enough. Neither would I. I don't think Watkins is an option, especially with the way they're playing. Plus, their fixtures aren't looking that great. So, yeah, not for us. Brian says, "I was thinking the same, but I just hope there isn't an issue that comes up midweek, and I have to take for game week 14 anyway. Price changes are very frustrating." Yeah, obviously Foden rose in price, didn't he? I think it was last night or the day before. So, hopefully you can get to him for next game week when he's got a nice fixture as well. But yeah, there could be issues in midweek, so it's always best to maybe save the transfer if you can. But I know the Foden FOMO could be real because Foden is very highly transferred in this week. I believe he has. I'm trying to see how many people have transferred Foden in. So Foden has actually been transferred in by 805,000 managers. So nearly a million people have transferred Foden in ahead of game week 13. So there is a chance that if he does score, if you don't own him, then it could be could be quite bad for the rank. But Bowen also a good pick, I think, for this week.
Yeah, very underlooked pick. It seems Bowen.
Yeah, I mean, he's not had that season where he had last season when he was absolutely on fire, but still think he's a good pick for this game. We'd probably want him.
Yeah.
Let's go back to my team. Um, but yeah, so quickly, this is my team for game week 13. I've got Guaita in goal. I've currently got a back four of Doherty, Fabian Schär, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Cancelo. And I've got a midfield four, which I'm liking the look of this week. I've got Foden against Brighton, Zaha against Everton, Salah against Nottingham Forest, and Saka, hopefully, who is going to be fit to play against Southampton away. And then up front, I've got Mitrovic and Haaland. Haaland is my captain for game week 13. That's not changing, I don't think. And the bench, I've just got Andreas Guehi and Greenwood. So that's the team, guys. I've already made the 2 transfers. For those that don't know, I did make the transfers, I think, 2 days ago. I think it was on Thursday night I made the transfers. So I did Trossard to Foden, and I did Harvey Barnes to Saka. So those were the 2 moves. I am on a -4. I took a hit to bring in Foden and Saka. Hopefully it pays off, but we will see come the end of the games. So we will see. Also, there is, just letting everyone know, there will be no stream from us on Sunday. So there is no stream tomorrow. Usually we do the knee-jerk reaction stream Sunday, but because of some commitments, we will be streaming instead on Monday at 7 p.m. So knee-jerk stream Monday. So just bear that in mind, guys, where we react to all the games. But what do you think, Jordan, about my team anyway? Do you think it's fairly well set up?
Yeah, there's a few differentials, like Doherty, he's quite low owned. Shaw as well, he's fairly low owned, and yeah, it's interesting to see
Obviously, I've got
Trent in
Saka
your
in
team
and
as
Foden.
well.
Yep.
Yeah, and Saka and Foden. Yeah, it's interesting to see Trent because not many teams have Trent in their team, so I'll say he might be ahead of everyone
I
if
mean,
Trent does well.
if Trent starts, that is, because
Yeah,
there's some, I've seen some people say that Trent might not even start today. Milner might come back in. So I'm waiting for early team news because Liverpool are the early kickoff at 12:30. Do we hear any early team news? Do you guys reckon on Liverpool? We could do so. I'm looking an eye out on Twitter. If anything comes out, if you guys do hear any news regarding Liverpool, do drop it in the comments on whether Darwin starts or whether all these Liverpool assets starts Trent. There is a account that usually tweets out the news that will tweet out. It says 10:50, so team news and ticks, saying 10:50 on Twitter. So it looks like we will get early team news regarding Liverpool 10 minutes before the deadline. So I will be looking on that closely. Hamza says bring in Foden now for De Bruyne or hold. Nah, you have to hold. I think there's no point moving to De Bruyne if you already have moving on De Bruyne if you already have De Bruyne. I'd hold him.
Yeah, we spoke about this in the transfer tips video because we put De Bruyne as a hold player. So yeah, it wouldn't be a point bringing Foden in for De Bruyne. Just pretty much having Saka.
Sorry, I was just gonna say the only way I'd do Foden to De Bruyne is if you really, really needed the money elsewhere. So if you wanted to downgrade De Bruyne to Foden, save that 4 million, and then move that up front and get a better striker or something like that where you needed to do. But most people's position, like I said, I think De Bruyne could outscore Foden in the next 4 weeks. The only reason I haven't got De Bruyne in my team is because I've got Salah, so it's hard to afford both of them. But if you don't have Salah, then your 2 premiums could be Haaland and KDB. So I wouldn't get rid of him. I'll just keep KDB. Also, guys, if you are just joining in the stream, please do drop a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. Um, let's talk about Arsenal quickly. Obviously, as you guys can see, Saka is currently flagged. I did bring him in after the game against, was it, who did they play? PSV, didn't they?
Yeah, play PSV on Friday night
So Thursday.
or Thursday.
Yeah, so I bought in Saka early because I thought he was going to rise in price. He hasn't risen in price, but I've got him in my team. There is that slight worry because at the moment, currently, he's flagged Saka. Um, it says he's 75% chance of playing because he's got a knock. Arteta did come out after the game and he said he should be fine. But as an FPL owner, I'm still slightly worried that he's going to miss out. So I'm hoping that Saka's 100% fit to play because I really wanted him for this Southampton fixture, and obviously my bench ain't that great. So for Saka owners out there, I think he should be fine. Hopefully he's fine anyway. He plays Sunday, so tomorrow. I think we should be okay, Saka owners. Um, Anything else we need to speak about? Obviously, let's talk about captain as well for a sec. We've both gone
Yeah.
Haaland, who's got Brighton at home. Salah has Nottingham Forest away as well. So Salah is another player with a very favourable fixture this week. Have you been tempted at all? Sorry, to switch to Salah, or are you firmly on Haaland?
Pretty much firmly on Haaland. Even if Nunes doesn't start and Salah plays more central like we saw previously, I still would captain Haaland. I wouldn't take the risk of not
Hmm.
captaining Haaland this week. I feel like he's going to be highly captained against Brighton. But Salah is still kind of like a differential
Yeah.
in itself because not many people own him. He's only 33% owned still. So even though people bought him in a lot last week, he was sort of transferred out this week just because of that blank
Hmm.
that he got. So I wouldn't be too fussed about not captaining Salah. As
Hmm.
long as Haaland does well, then if Salah does well, then it's a bonus because a lot of people don't have Salah in their team.
Yeah, I think where I'm at with Salah Haaland captaincy is I'm gonna go with Haaland. I think just because Haaland has a home fixture, and I just think he's gonna get a goal or two, especially not playing in game week 12. Haaland's been had a full on rest, and so has Man City. Obviously, Liverpool played on Wednesday, didn't they? So
Yeah,
Man City a lot more fresher with the rest they've had, and obviously we know Haaland's effective ownership is going to be high. I think Salah in itself is a differential. So do we need to double down and captain him? Probably not, unless you're feeling very confident on Liverpool. I think I'm just happy to have Salah, and if he does get a goal, he'll still be good for my rank. Whereas if Haaland scores, he'd probably destroy my rank. So that's where I'm at. I think I'm going to go Haaland just because I think Haaland will probably outscore Salah. Um, we are going to get early team news maybe surrounding Liverpool. So if we know Darwin doesn't start, he could become a better option because I have obviously watching Liverpool as a Liverpool fan. I felt like whenever Darwin does start, it looks like Salah is more of a creator for Darwin. Whereas when Darwin doesn't play, Salah gets into those advanced positions to score for himself. But yeah, let us know, guys, who are you captaining in the comments below. Are you going Haaland or Salah, for example? If not either of those, who else? Let us know. But we're both on Haaland. Sherwin says, "Hi guys, there's rumors of Trent not starting." Yeah, I've heard of that actually. As a Trent owner myself, I've seen the news. He could be rotated out for James Milner. Obviously, it's just rumors at this moment in time, and hopefully, um, if you do have Trent, just have a bench order ready in case. But if he doesn't start, my worry is he'll come on. Which maybe do we bench Alexander Arnold if we own him in that case? Because if he gets benched, I assume he'll come on and for a 1 or 2 pointer, which I wouldn't want. So maybe there could be a. If I get early team news that Trent isn't starting, I could just bench him. Because I wouldn't want his points off the bench. Um, Eric Stave, hope I said your name right. Should I take out Bowen for Foden? We've answered this one, but for you again, if you did miss it, I'd just be tempted to keep Bowen against Bournemouth. Just because I think Bournemouth is still a great fixture for West Ham. I know Foden looks very good against Brighton, but assuming you have other Man City players to cover like Cancelo and Haaland. I mean, it's hard to say because I've bought Foden in, so I'll definitely want Foden. I think Foden is the best pick for the midfielders in the next. If you ask me, for the next 4 weeks, there's only one midfielder I can pick in that bracket, in your 8 million bracket, is Foden. But Bowen does have a good fixture, so it's a tough one. But if I was in your position, I'd probably look to bring Foden in for someone else, keep Bowen, and maybe take out a Zaha or a Madison or Trossard. If you have anyone else to try upgrade to Foden, not Bowen, probably. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think we're too fixated on Foden because everyone's literally talking about him and Saka. So I think it's fine just keeping Bowen because he does have a good fixture. It is Bournemouth. I know Bournemouth have improved in recent matches, but Bowen is still a good fixture for that game. And I know Foden has a good fixture against Brighton.
Mm.
But I'll say there's two good players there. You don't really want to swap out a good player for another good player. I feel like that's a kind of a waste of a transfer because I do think Bowen can get a return in that game. I'm pretty sure. I'll be a bit surprised if he doesn't. I know he hasn't been like on the best of his form, like we have seen him last season, but he's still a goal scorer for West Ham, and he's on penalties too.
Yep.
So you could put
Which,
that into consideration. A bit more upside to have Bowen.
oh yeah, he did miss the penalty, which could have been a massive swing because if he scores a penalty, he probably gets a couple of bonus points as well. So it's quite unfortunate for his Bowen owners. But if you can take Bowen out for Foden, it's up to you. But I'd want Foden personally, but it's hard. Sherwin says Salah captain is Nottingham Forest. Fair enough. I'm going on Haaland this week. I'm not changing my mind on that one. I don't think. Brian says back to Haaland auto captain. Yep, might be
Yeah.
boring for now. I mean, if you do want to go against Haaland, it probably is this week where you try it when Salah's got Nottingham Forest. Next week, Salah's got Leeds as well. So who does Haaland got next week? Haaland's got Leicester. You probably wouldn't want to captain Salah in that week either. And then after that, he's got maybe Southampton at home in game week 16, and Haaland has Brentford at home. So maybe that, but even then, you'd probably want Haaland to captain him. So yes, I mean Haaland auto captain. We'll see that a lot this season. I think. FPL Boo Boo high duo, Kane and Trossard out, Tony and Foden in for a -4. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that move.
I like the transfer.
I
As
think
as a
Trossard.
Tony, yeah,
No, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, as a Tony owner, yeah, I do like the the, the transfer for Kane to Tony because Tony's been doing very well,
Mm.
and obviously Foden's expected to do well against Brighton at home, and you can hold him for the rest of the until the World Cup.
Yeah, I like both those moves. I think I would probably do those same moves if I was in your boat. So yeah, like them. Hossam got Foden instead of Zaha using a hit. Using a hit. Okay. Yeah, I mean Foden, a lot of chat surrounding Foden. I think he's a good pick until the World Cup. Arrow says Foden in now or roll the transfer for game week 14. If Salah doesn't get in points, transfer him out for KDB. I'd get Foden personally. I'd get Foden in now. Um, yeah, Foden's cheaper than KDB by quite a considerable amount as well. So I'd probably bring Foden in, and then Salah doesn't get points. Would you obviously we've had this chat about Salah. where
Yeah,
if he doesn't score against Nottingham Forest, you were saying to me you might even look to take him out.
yeah, because I'm not going to look to captain him anyway, Salah. So
Yeah,
there's no really point keeping him if he's not going to get any returns. I mean, he's had 5 blanks this season, which is mad. So if I don't see any returns from Nottingham Forest, or if he's not playing well,
yeah.
then I would be tempted to transfer him out for another player, just so I could just fill that void of that price bracket as well is high.
Hmm.
So I do expect Salah to do well with this
Well,
fixture.
oh yeah, hopefully. I mean, Nottingham Forest, and then he's got Leeds. So I'd say that's 2 good games for Salah to get points. If he doesn't, then we will have to see potentially removing him. But for me personally, I might hold him for a couple weeks and maybe get. If he doesn't do anything in the next 2 game weeks, I'll probably get rid of him here in Tottenham potentially. Then he's got Southampton as well, which is might be a good game for him. I think I want to see what he does today. I think today's a big indicator. If Darwin doesn't play as well, there's a lot of rumors that Darwin had a slight hamstring issue and that he could miss out. So I want to see if does that make an impact on Salah. Um, but yeah, also the other dilemma I had regarding my own team was Fabian Shah. I'm playing Fabian Shah against Tottenham away when I've got Gurhi and Andreas on the bench. Would you guys play Fabian Shah? Actually, let's see what the chat says. If you're in my position, would you play Fabian Shah or would you play Gurhi, who's got a nice fixture against Everton? But the problem is, I've not got Trippier. So if Trippier goes and gets a clean sheet, it would probably destroy my rank. So I've kept Shah in there just because in case um Tottenham do if in case Newcastle do keep a clean sheet against Tottenham and Sherwin says Doherty will he start? Well, that's the question. I mean, he started the last 3 games, and I know is Emerson Royale back this game, isn't he,
He is
for this
back
game?
this, yeah, he is
Or
back this week.
I'm hoping Doherty starts. I don't know any early team news, and that's probably one I can switch out until the last second. But I'm gonna start him, I think, and just pray he starts because he's been okay, I guess, for Tottenham. Whether Emerson gets his place back, I don't know. Christian says Newcastle will not keep a clean sheet. Yeah, I feel the same. It's just you never, if they do, Trippier is gonna get probably 9. He's gonna get double-digit return probably if they keep a clean sheet. So I'm backing that in case in the scenario that does happen. I've got Shah to get me like 6 points, 7 points, and that's my
Yeah,
hope.
I don't see either team keeping a clean sheet. I don't think Spurs or Newcastle will. I don't think they both will score against each other.
And also, do you think Palace will keep a clean sheet against Everton? Because I could play Gurhi and go double Palace defense, but looking at the bookmakers' odds, Palace only have a 30% chance of keeping a clean sheet against Everton.
Yeah, I don't. 30% chance. The way Everton have been this season, I mean, do you really see a goal scorer from Everton apart from Anthony Gordon?
That's
I
the thing.
I really don't.
That's why those stats kind of was interesting because I don't see a 30% chance of a clean sheet for Palace. I see a higher percentage just because Palace's defense ain't been that bad and Everton aren't great going forward. They don't score many goals.
No,
So I could be tempted to just play Gurhi and have a double Palace defense because, but I am scared of Trippier and that is what is stopping me from doing that. The worry that Trippier gets a haul after a clean sheet, and it would be terrible for my rank because I don't own Trippier yet. So that's why I've got left Shah in for now to get some clean sheet points, and
and
then
the
the
like.
rest of the sorry,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, sorry, you carry on.
Now I'm just saying, the rest of the team is I think I'm gonna stick. Doherty's gonna play. hopefully. And if he doesn't, then I'll have a sub coming in for him because I don't think he'll cut. Emerson Royale will probably play the whole game if Doherty doesn't start.
Yep.
Were you going to say something?
In the likelihood that Doherty doesn't start and Trent doesn't, then Andreas and Greehey will come on for you. So
Yeah.
there
I
is a
mean,
scenario for that as well.
well, that won't be great for my team. I mean, I'm hoping that Trent does start, but I really need him to play in that Nottingham Forest game because when I bought Trent in, it was for one of those games. I really wanted him for Nottingham Forest. We've got Edwin. Welcome. He says Gabriel for James and Foden for Trossard. Gabriel. I'll prefer Ben White. I'm assuming you mean Gabriel, the defender at Arsenal. I'd prefer Ben White and save the money. And then Foden for Trossard. Yeah, I like the move, but I'd probably bring in Ben White ahead of Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, we're talking back to our team. So that's where I'm at really with the bench as well. So Damien Mason also putting a comment in. Morning guys, I just heard Trent on the bench. See, this ain't good news for me as a Trent owner. I wanted him to play when I bought him in. I was looking at the Nottingham Forest game potentially as a clean sheet and all right. So yeah, Trent is benched apparently, according to a few accounts on Twitter. But I'm gonna wait till 10:50, I think, before. Yeah, but it looks like Trent will be benched, which is annoying. But yeah. Well, what's your take on that anyway? With Liverpool, I think Liverpool are the interesting one this game week because Darwin and Trent. A lot
Yeah.
of people wanted to bring Darwin in. A lot of people have bought Darwin in on wild cards, etc. And it looks like he might not start. Trent might not start.
Yeah, it might be very annoying for people that transferred out Salah and pretty much have Darwin or Trent in their team, which doesn't look like either one is starting. So I could see the frustrations from Liverpool assets just because of how it's worked out that Trent potentially is not starting this game week. Nunes potentially isn't because of injury. And obviously if you did sell Salah prior to this game week, then it's even more annoying because Salah looks like the best pick out of all the assets at the moment just because it's down from rotation and injury issues that Liverpool are having.
Okay, so another person that is fairly reliable um, on Twitter is going for Allison in goal, Milner at right back, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, Fabinho, Thiago, Elliott, Carvalho, Firmino, and Mo Salah. So they've predicted no Darwin. So for those Darwin owners, Darwin's predicted not to start. So this could be good for our Salah owners, Jordan. Though, as we've said, with no Darwin playing, it could be good for Salah to be the main man again, and hopefully get returns against Nottingham Forest. But no Trent. That is, as a Trent owner, it's not good. But yeah, let us know, guys, if you do have Trent. Are you going to bench him? Also, Ara says Trent bench as well for Milner. Yeah, that's what it looks like it's going to happen. I don't foresee Milner playing in midfield. Rumors going around that Milner's going to play. So if he's going to play, it's going to be midfield. And now I have a decision to make. Do I just bench Trent and hope he doesn't come on? Or do I just play him? Because I'll get the auto sub if he doesn't, or he might come on for a 1 or 2 point. I think I might be tempted to bench Trent. Not good. My defense ain't gonna do good this week. I can just tell because Doherty's a doubt if he's gonna play. Really, Fabian Shaw probably won't keep a clean sheet. Trent isn't going to start. Cancelo's the only one, really, in my defense that might do something. So the midfield looks good, but the defense, Trent not starting has actually not been a good start to the weekend for my team. But yeah, let's talk back to your team, Jordan. Let's move to your team. Anything else? I mean, that you want to chat about regarding your team? Also, guys, if you do have any questions regarding your team or anything you want answered, do drop it in the comments below.
Let's see. I mean, other than pretty much, I know Martinelli looks fine now because I did hear that he was ill. He felt a little bit unwell. This was prior
Yeah, in
to the
training.
PSV game. Yeah, he missed training because he wasn't feeling too well. But obviously, he did play a bit of minutes in the PSV game because Arteta said he felt better afterwards. And yeah, some people were concerned about Martinelli this week as well. But it seems like he's going to play against Southampton away.
Yeah.
That was just down to illness
Well, he
that he
came
missed
on.
training.
He
Yeah,
came on and played like 10, 15 minutes. So he's completely fine. I wouldn't be
yeah,
worried. As a,
he's
as a,
pretty fine for those who have a little bit of worries over why he missed training and didn't know why he did.
mhm.
Um, Other than that, the only risk I'll say is Foden being rotated, but I doubt
Nah,
that's
he'll
not going to
play.
happen. Yeah, because obviously
Just
Man City have had a lot of rest.
yeah. Um, but yeah, obviously I like the Tony pick you've got. I think Tony is a good pick for this week, and I can see him getting some joy out of Villa, managerless Villa. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah, definitely. He's pretty much got good fixtures up until he has Man City, but I think that's in game week 16, I believe. So potentially swap him later on in the last week for someone else, but
Yep.
he's all good for the next 4 weeks.
Hmm. Okay.
Other than that, though, I don't see any other real issues. I mean, there is a lot of away games. I think Man City is the only home game in my team, and yeah, everyone else is pretty much playing away. So it'd be interesting to see how well they do not playing home.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
But I do expect a high scoring game week, potentially about 60 to 70 points this week. I don't think it will be low. I think it'll be really high.
See, I think it could be because of the Man City assets. If Man City start playing well, as we expect them to do, bounce back from that loss against Liverpool, I see. I can see Man City players scoring quite highly. Arsenal as well. Martinelli, Saka owners. I think Salah could have a good game as well. With no Darwin starting, I'm hoping Salah can. I want a brace or something from Salah. I want a double digit return. It's been a while, I feel like, since Salah got us a double digit return. And holding him for this long, I feel like it's a weekend where we deserve some points from Salah. And yeah,
Yeah,
obviously Mitrovic, etc. They have good fixtures. Newcastle, obviously, playing Tottenham could be interesting to see. Do Spurs actually score? Obviously, they struggle to score on Wednesday night against Manchester United, but we think Harry Kane and co will come back, bounce back, and put in a performance against Newcastle.
yeah, definitely. I got a question for you, Hassan. Are you not tempted at all to switch the captain to Salah so that just so we actually know that Nunes isn't going to start and we know Salah is going to play more central role?
Yeah, basically where I'm at with this is, yeah, I think Salah is a good pick this week, especially now that Darwin is not going to start. It looks like Darwin isn't going to start. I'm not really tempted if I'm honest. I think Haaland is. I went against Haaland in game week. I think game week 9, and then Haaland goes and gets a hat trick. With Haaland having that rest, Salah did play 3 days ago. That is kind of leaning me towards Haaland. I think Man City are going to be very, very annoyed the way game week 11 went against Liverpool, and they don't want to put, they don't want to put that right. And I think Man City are going to go out there and try put 2-3 past Brighton, and yeah, that is what's tempting me to just Just not even. I'm not even. To be honest, I haven't really looked at Salah as a captain. I think if you want to go Salah, I don't see it being a bad decision, but it's hard to go against Haaland, especially when he's had that rest as well. No midweek game, and he's at home as well, and Salah's away. Even though obviously Nottingham Forest is probably the easiest fixture.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. So yeah, let us know, guys, who you're captaining. Is it anyone on Salah at all? I know there was one comment that we had from, I think it was showing, is a Salah
Yep.
captain. So there is one Salah captain at least, but no, not for me. I think you
Yeah,
gotta go Haaland for me.
yeah, I think Salah will be moderately low captain, but still a bit of high.
Yeah.
Probably second most captain player this week.
Also, we should hear an actual Liverpool team lineup from a leak. But what do I do now? Would you play Trent?
No, probably not if he's not starting because
That's
I know he will come on and well, I
yeah,
don't
that's
know
annoying.
because if he does come on, I mean, you almost scored last time he did get subbed on when Nunes crossed it across the pitch to Trent, but he stretched for it and couldn't really reach it, so he can still potentially get a return. Still, all he really needs is a free kick or just a good ball towards him.
Yeah. No, obviously, Trent looks like he's going to only come on for a couple of minutes. If that's the case, that's my worry. Should I just bench him now before go back to my team? Guys in the chat, would you bench Trent if you were me? Because obviously it looks like he's not going to play. Shall I just play Gurhey instead? And hope Palace keep a clean sheet. Because if Palace keep a clean sheet and I play Gurhey and Guaita, that could be a nice rank gainer. I just
Yeah,
think Trent has just been an awful pick all season. I've had him all season. I really thought he'd play against Nottingham Forest, but if you see Trent this season, 1 point, 3 points, 0 points, and then he goes and gets that 17-point haul against Bournemouth. But since then, it's been 2 points, 1 point, 0 points, 0 points, 1 point, and he got the 8 point, which maybe was fortunate, because Liverpool should have maybe conceded in that game. But he had 2 0 points back to back when I owned him on game week 9 and game week 10. When I wildcarded him in game week 9, I believe, he got me 0 points, and then he gets 0 points in 10. Then I transferred him out, and then he's back from injury, so I brought him back in. Trent just hasn't been. He's been one of my worst picks so far this season, but I just brought him back in because of this fixture, because of the fixture on Nottingham, Leeds, and Southampton. I would have wanted him for these games, but now he's not being benched. Yeah, that's not great for me.
what's the reason for Trent being benched apart from rotation?
I mean, he's just come back from injury, and also the form isn't really there. I think it is a form thing with Trent as well. It's not just injury because he hasn't had the greatest of seasons so far. We know Liverpool have been targeted down that right hand side most of the season. He has come under scrutiny for his performances. So I think, and Milner's been quite good actually. Milner was good against. He came on against West Ham. It was pretty nice and solid. Milner was absolutely brilliant against Man City as well. So I think Klopp, he doesn't mind now playing Milner here and there, and maybe we do start getting some rotation until Trent Alexander-Arnold gets that form back that we know of him. But until then, that has kind of put me off as a Trent owner. I thought when Trent's back fit, he's gonna start no matter what because it's Trent. But Milner starting today, they has surprised me slightly, and going forward, um, it's interesting, really.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Fad says someone should captain Salah with me. Don't let me fall alone. I think he might fail alone as well.
Oh, I think Show is also captaining Salah as well, so you're
Yeah,
not alone. Bad.
yeah. I mean, there's a few people captaining Salah, but nah, not for me. I don't think, even though I think Salah will probably score. If Liverpool do win, Salah will probably be involved. Doherty probably won't play too. Yeah, another. It's just my defense ain't looking great at all. That's why I am actually tempted to play Fabian Shah. Sorry, play Gurhey ahead of Fabian Shah or Trent, etc. Because I've got Gurhey on the bench,
Yeah,
and I could just play Andreas and go five in midfield.
yeah, because there is the possibility he does. Yeah,
Yeah,
if he does start, then he might be subbed off for Royale essentially. If depending on how well the match goes for Spurs, there
mm.
is that risk as well. There's risk either way if you
I
for
think
that player.
I think having I mean, obviously with your team having three up front. I think Tony. Yeah, I would have loved to have a Tony at this point and have that Greenwood slot with a striker. Avish, would you take a -4 hit to take out Watkins and Rashford to bring in Tony and Eze, or just do one transfer?
Uh,
Um, Watkins has who does Watkins have?
they're Brentford.
Brentford. Okay, that I will take Watkins out no matter what. And Manchester United have Chelsea. Rashford is usually good against man. Rashford actually has a good record against Chelsea, a personal record. But yeah, I'll probably do it. I'd want Tony. Eze, I'm not sure. I know he's done really well, but yeah, I still don't mind Eze actually. But I'd probably do it. I'd want Foden. I think I'd want a Man City midfielder, even a Martinelli. If you don't have Martinelli, I'd rather get Martinelli ahead of Eze.
Yeah, I'd probably just do one transfer instead of the -4. I'd probably just bring in Tony for Watkins. I think that's the priority transfer because Aston Villa haven't been great.
Yeah,
Manager's been sacked, and Watkins hasn't really scored this season. And on the other hand, Tony, he's on form. He's got good fixtures. Brentford look more attacking in recent games, and yeah, he's got Aston Villa next actually. So it is a good swing around from Watkins to Tony because I think Brentford can and Tony will score.
yeah, yeah. I'd bring Tony in definitely ahead of Watkins. Sherwin says, yeah, not changing captain. Liverpool put a few past them. Salah drew a penalty too. Yeah, fair enough. I think Liverpool is, if you want to go different, now's the week, I think, with Nottingham Forest and knowing that Salah's going to play down the middle probably because there's no Nunes. Um, Brian says, would you play Solanke over Andreas due to pens? Andreas has much better fixtures. Jordan?
Yeah, I'll probably play Solanke over Andreas because Solanke is on penalties too. So if Bournemouth do get a penalty, then there's the chance that obviously Solanke might score. Whereas Andreas, um, he's just he could get an assist potentially, but nothing
Yeah.
much else more from Andreas. He's pretty much a cheap 4.5 midfielder bench option, whereas Solanke's more of a starting 11 option, which is a cheaper one. So I'll
With
probably
me.
take some.
Now, I was just going to say, I'd actually be tempted to play Andreas over Solanke. I think what Andreas has Leeds away, which could be a good fixture for goals. I think that could be a high scoring game, Leeds and Fulham. Could get an assist or something. I see goals in that game. And whereas Bournemouth and West Ham, I think it will be a low scoring one. So I'd play Andreas, potentially, but it's up to you. We should get some team news.
Yeah, almost 10 minutes before the deadline ends, so it has gone really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to say if you have been enjoying this content, guys, please do drop a like, and we really appreciate your support. So, yeah, drop a like, and also if you haven't, please do subscribe to the FPL Duo YouTube channel. I'm just on Twitter scrolling to see if there's anything else regarding team news, but it looks like Yeah, no Trent. That is annoying.
Yes, it is. He was uh, very annoying.
Also got a comment. Jordan, very relaxed about your team. How relaxed are you, Jordan? You think you can have a good week?
Um, yeah, it looks like it will be a good week, but I have said that before, and it turned out to be a terrible week. So I'm not going to jinx it and say it's going to be an amazing game week. But yeah, I'm liking the look of my team. I've got no real worries about my team. I'm quite, as you said, showing relaxed about it. I've made my transfers already, so I don't have to do any last minute tinkering with the team. And unless I hear any news about the starting 11, I'm pretty much
Yeah.
good to go for game week 13.
All right. It's been tweeted out. So the team is apparently Allison in goal, Milner, Gomez, Virgil, and Robertson as a back four. Fabinho, Thiago Elliott, Salah, Firmino, Carvalho. Yep. So no Trent, guys. And Kane says he's took a -4
Oh,
for Trent. Obviously,
no.
we know Trent's not going to start, which is yeah, I'd be frustrated.
Oh, no.
Yeah, as a Trent owner myself, obviously I bought him in last week, so I did get the clean sheet. But yeah, I think that's one we just have to just take on the chin. Really, Trent not starting. Who should be benched for Foden, Trippier, Wilson?
That is tough.
I mean, you surely must have anyone else that you could bench. Like, don't you have a cheap Andreas or a Nico or someone cheap that you could bench instead? I'd want to play all of them.
I think he says who should be benched for Foden. So it's either Trippier or Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to play all three and you must have an amazing bench. Like, could you not bench like an Andreas or someone else that you have on your squad? Like a cheap 4 million player, whoever you have. I'd want to play all of those, I think. Christian, how many points are you expecting this game week? I mean, it's hard to say, really. Obviously, with no Trent playing, I was one of the better picks I was looking forward to. Um,
Um, I'm,
but yeah, I don't know.
I'm expecting about 60 to 70 this game week.
I'll I'll
Hindsight.
take that right now.
It's definitely a high scoring game week for many people's teams, especially if you've got triple City and triple Arsenal. I think that's where the points are going to be at.
Kane, why would they start him last week but not this? Assuming about Trent.
Yeah, that is Trent.
Don't know. Really, midweek.
I did actually ask that question as well to House earlier, why they would not. I know he's had injury, but
Yeah.
he did play last week and looks fine. So
Yeah, I just think it's that rotation. Um, Klopp now willing to rotate.
it's just
Um,
weird he would play Milner, who's 37 years old, not the youngest
I mean,
player.
and yeah, also because of the form as well. I think, as we mentioned, I think Milner's performance against City, Klopp isn't afraid to change it up. But yeah, no Trent, no Nunes as well. Nunes is benched as well, apparently.
Well, that's some
I would be
good news for
happy
us.
with 60 points. We've got Reticent Gaming. He says, morning lads. Surely Salah bags against Rock Bottom Forest. Yeah, surely. I think
Yeah,
as Salah owners, we are hoping he does. But yeah, morning to Reticent Gaming. Welcome. Yeah, that has ruined my plans though, that Trent.
but at the same time, it might be a good thing because you can potentially bring Trippier in now as an option.
Yeah, but then Trent will probably start against the next game, which is, was it Southampton?
True, but
Look, do I just bench Trent then? Or should I just leave him on there?
I mean, it depends if you think he'll get something coming on for how
He
many minutes
could.
he does play.
If it's a high scoring game, then but maybe, but I just think Trent won't come on for many minutes. I actually don't know.
Yeah, it also depends on what happens to Milner also, because he could get injured or something wrong with him, and he might have to be forced to be taken off at any time. There is that scenario.
I'm not sure about it, but I got Andreas and Gurhi, even Doherty. Like as I've mentioned, that defense, my defense, I'm pretty certain ain't gonna do anything this week.
Yeah, you might be better playing just Andreas and Guihi for Doherty and Trent,
Um,
in the likelihood Doherty doesn't start.
that's the frustrating thing when you have two players like that. You know what? I'm gonna play Gurhi. I may as well. I'll play Gurhi and then bench Trent. There's no point playing Trent. He's not gonna start. So even if he comes on, I don't foresee him coming on and getting me an assist or a goal or anything like that. If he's not gonna start, yeah, I'm not gonna have him. So yeah, guys, there you go. Trent is on my bench now. And I'm gonna play double Palace at the back. Yeah, that looks better. And if Doherty doesn't play as well, which is another worry, I'll have Andreas come in, which I'm not too too bothered about really. I don't mind Andreas coming in to play, but no Trent. That is annoying.
Yeah, it's a good fixture for him as well, Nottingham Forest, who are currently bottom of the table, struggling.
Showin says it's too risky to start Trent, hoping he comes on for an attack in return.
I mean,
Yeah, I think that's not worth it really. He hasn't got an attack in return. I mean, he's got 1 goal, 1 assist all season. Come off the bench. Yeah, I'd rather just play Gurhi. But yeah, deadline's almost over as well. What, we've got 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, hopefully you guys have made your transfers before the deadline ends. You do have 2 minutes remaining, so make sure you get your transfers in before the deadline ends, because it will be over soon.
Yep, and also if you have just joined the stream, guys, please do drop a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel. We are going to do some score predictions in a sec when the deadline's up. We'll probably do a score prediction. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna. You know what? Where's my team? I'm gonna bench Doherty. I don't think he's gonna start. I've seen a Tottenham fan or someone who usually gets Tottenham scores right. I'm gonna start Andreas. I think. There you go, guys. Yep. I'm gonna play Andreas against Leeds. And yeah, it is what it is. I think us, the team, is so annoying. I've had to bench Doherty and Trent. I'm bringing in Trippier next week. I think I need Trippier. I think I can get away with Trippier probably this week.
Yeah, I think this week can, because Tottenham don't see a clean sheet. Nah, I'll be very surprised that that's a clean sheet. We've got a comment from Ara, who says, "I think Guardiola has a surprise too." Yeah, let's not have any more surprises.
Yeah, hopefully not.
I don't want that. Don't want the Foden surprise out, especially when just bringing him in. That just be devastating.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That is my team, guys. Just for anyone that I've made quite a few changes. I've only benched 2 of my defenders last minute. So I'm playing Guaita against Everton away. I've got Shah, Gurhi, and Cancelo at the back. Then I've got midfield five or Andreas, Foden, Zaha, Salah, and Saka. And up top, I've got Mitrovic and Haaland captain, and that's it. Now on the bench, I've benched Trent. Obviously, he's not gonna. It looks like he's now gonna be benched, and Doherty, I don't know if he's gonna play either. So rumors are that he will be benched as well. So that's my team. And then yeah, that is the deadline, guys. 11 a.m. So hopefully you've locked your transfers in, and yeah, hopefully everyone gets a green arrow this week. It's going to be an interesting week, I think, in FPL. Whatever happens, I'm relying on Foden, and I want to see what Foden's effective ownership is at my rank as well. It's going to be quite high, I think.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people have brought him in, Foden, this week. I'm surprised a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
people brought Haaland in as well.
yeah, because a lot of people sold Haaland for that blank, and then they bought him back in. I think for
Yeah,
Kane.
I don't understand. That didn't really pay off either because
Yeah,
Kane did blank as well, and plus you lost a lot of money
yeah,
selling Haaland, especially if you had him since Gameweek 1. So it's
yeah.
expensive to bring him back.
All right, so let's I'm gonna bring up the what was I gonna do? The fixtures. I need to bring up fixtures to do score predictions, and then we will wrap it up. And yeah, so score predictions time. Let's get into it. And yeah,
Okay.
so obviously there is 4 games today. First one kicking off Liverpool in about an hour and a half. Liverpool go away to Nottingham Forest. Hopefully Salah can score in that game and get us some returns. What are you predicting for Nottingham Forest v Liverpool, Jordan?
4-1 Liverpool.
4-1.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's 4 goals from Salah in that one.
Yeah,
So
that'd be
that's
nice.
a bold prediction. I mean, I'll go for a 2-0 Liverpool. I'll go Liverpool with the standard 2-0 win. And Salah on the score sheet as well. Moving on to Everton and Palace. I am playing double Palace defense, so I need a clean sheet from Palace pretty much, and my defense rests on Palace this week. So apparently Palace only have a 30% chance of a clean sheet, which I don't know how, but that is according to the bookmakers. But what What are you saying for that game, Everton Palace, Jordan?
I think Crystal Palace will win that 2-0. I think they will keep a clean sheet. I'd be very surprised if they don't.
Okay. I'm gonna go for a boring 1-0 win for Palace. I think they will keep a clean sheet as well. And yeah, I'll go Palace 1-0, and hopefully Zaha comes with the goal. And then we've got another big game, Man City, obviously because we have 3 Man City assets each at home to Brighton. Haaland is our captain. Do you see Haaland, Cancelo, Foden, KDB, etc. Uh, going big in this one? What do you think for Man City Brighton? Do you foresee a big scoreline here?
Potentially, yes, but not a huge one. I probably think Man City will put 3 past Brighton. Let's not forget Brighton are a
Yeah,
defensive team, so it's not going to be easy to break down. So I will say 3-0 Brighton, 3-0 Man City.
3-0 Man City.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I'll agree with you. I think similar. I think Man City will get some joy out of Brighton. Man City being fully rested for obviously missing out on Game Week 12 due to the blank. They'll be up for this one, and I think at being a home fixture, I think Man City will get the easy job done. I think comfortable 3-0. Haaland probably getting a brace. So yeah, 3-0 Man City. Moving on to the big one today at 5:30 kickoff. Chelsea at home to Manchester United. Uh, Definitely been watching that one. I think it should be a good game. So I think personally I think it could be a tight game. I think it'll be a low scoring game. It's hard to predict this one, but I'm gonna go for 1-1.
uh, yeah. I don't know, man. Man United. I predicted last time it was completely way off. But I'll probably say, let's see. I probably think it's going to be a 1-1. I think they'll
Ah,
both draw.
okay. So same prediction, 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the Sunday's games. There is another 5 fixtures on Sunday, so a lot of games. You've got Villa and Brentford. Obviously, you own Tony, so you'll be hoping for returns of Tony. So for me, I think I think Brentford will, or Aston Villa still don't have a manager. So if assuming that's the case tomorrow, Brentford could have a nice game against Villa. So I'll go for 2-0 Brentford.
Yeah, I'll go similar. I'll probably say 3-0 Brentford.
Okay, 3-0 Brentford. Hopefully, obviously for you, probably wanting Tony to get the clean sheet. Sorry, not clean sheet. Raya to get the clean sheet. Tony to get a goal. If
Yeah,
you own
that'd
Raya
be
as
nice.
well.
Yeah, that is true. Uh,
Um, Also, Leeds Fulham. What are you saying for that one?
what could be a little bit tougher, uh, but I think that will be 2-1 Fulham.
2-1 Fulham. Okay, interesting. I'll go for a 2-2. Hopefully, Andreas and Mitrovic both get something in that one, but I'll go 2-2 Leeds Fulham. Moving on to Southampton Arsenal. Obviously, you've got Martinelli. I've got Saka in my team, so I'm hoping that he does start in that game. Another, it should be another good game. Arsenal on form, needing the win again to stay top. Um, I'm gonna go for 2-0 Arsenal, and hopefully Saka can bag.
Yeah, I'm going to go a bit bold with this one. I'm going to say 5-0 Arsenal.
Ooh, okay, 5-0.
Yeah.
Then okay. I mean, if I mean if that does happen, then Martinelli, Saka, Jesus owners. So I think it'll be a bit for me. It'll be a tighter game than that. But obviously Southampton haven't been great, so no reason why Arsenal can't put a few past them. So we'll see. Um, and then Wolves against Leicester as well on Sunday. See for anyone that is owning any of those Leicester assets still, and maybe Ward, etc. What do you think for Wolves Leicester? Because I, I think it will be one of those low scoring games as well. Probably. I'll go for no. Actually, I'll go for 2-1 Leicester. I think Leicester will score and 2 goals. They'll win, but they won't keep a clean sheet.
I'll probably say 2-0 Leicester. I think maybe Ward might have another good game week. Wolves don't really score and Leicester look better. So yeah, I'll probably say 2-0 Leicester. Maybe they keep a clean sheet.
2-0. Okay. And Spurs and Newcastle is the final game on Sunday. And see, I've got Fabian Shaw in there in my team. I don't own any Spurs assets. I think Spurs will score. I think Spurs will win as well. I'm going to go for a predictor Spurs win. I think Spurs are going to win 2-1 Spurs.
I'll go 2-2. I
2-2.
think both teams will have a few goal scores against each other.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll see. As long as Newcastle don't keep a clean sheet because I don't own Trippier. But, yeah. um, And then that is the Sunday's games out the way. And usually, guys, after Sunday, after the game against Spurs and Newcastle, we would go live at 7 p.m. That isn't happening, unfortunately, this weekend. So we're not streaming tomorrow. We will do the knee jerk live reaction stream Monday at 7 p.m. instead, just due to commitments. We are not free tomorrow. So Monday stream instead for the knee jerk. So do join us on Monday. And then finally, Monday Night Football as well, West Ham v Bournemouth. So we will go live straight before the West Ham game on Monday, and then we'll probably finish up before the West Ham game starts. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in that one. West Ham, Bournemouth, Bowen potentially playing Monday night could be good for those owners of Bowen. What we're saying for West Ham and Bournemouth, Jordan? Do you see a win for Bournemouth here and maybe some returns for Bowen?
I see the West Ham win, but I do see Bournemouth also returning to possibly Solanke in that game. So score prediction for that, I'll probably say 3-1 West Ham.
Okay, nice. 3-1. I mean, I will go with a I think it will be 2-1 West Ham. I think West Ham will get a narrow win, and Bournemouth will probably make it a bit difficult, get a goal. Maybe Solanke, who knows? But yeah, I'll go 2-1 West Ham. Those are the fixtures out the way, guys. Those are the fixtures for game week 13. And do join us on Monday as we react to our scores from the game week. We're going to read a few more comments out that I've missed, and then we will wrap the video up. And then, yeah. Adam says, hey, guys, sorry I'm late. I've been recovering from illness the last 2 days. Hope you're well, mate. Hopefully you're fine. I have a question. Was I right to bench Simicast and bring in Trossard and Salah last game week? Was I right to bench Simicast? I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I guess. I mean, Simicast isn't going to play, is he? He's not going to play again today. So I think Robertson is gonna nail down that left back slot for the foreseeable until he gets injured or anything, because I don't see Simicast getting many games if Robertson is fit. Trossard in for Salah. Trossard in obviously didn't really pay off, but I think it wasn't a bad decision at the time. He had Nottingham Forest, so it looked like Trossard was a good move. I did it as well. So I know a lot of people did it, but yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, we are gonna wrap the video up here. Trying to say a massive thank you to everyone that has watched the stream. If you haven't, guys, please do drop a like on the video. It really helps the channel out, and it helps our videos be seen more frequently. So drop a like, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to our channel. A lot of content to come. Also, during the World Cup, we will be participating in the Fantasy Premier League for the World Cup. So we're gonna have World Cup content as well. So if you do wanna watch that type of content where we do FPL for World Cup, do subscribe so you don't miss that out. So it should be good. A lot of content to come, as I said. But yeah, take that off the screen. Anything else you'd like to add, Jordan, before we do go?
Just thanks everyone for joining the stream and for your contribution always in the chat, for your questions and opinions. It's always appreciated. And good luck for everyone this game week. Hope everyone gets green arrows this week. It should be a high-scoring game week and exciting matches ahead, especially today. So yes, hopefully you have a great weekend too and enjoy the football.
Yeah, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. I hope everyone gets a green arrow. And yeah, guys, stay safe and peace out.
Yeah, take care, guys. See you soon.